Well, I have to take full responsibility of it because I wanted to let you know that a few days ago I received a letter from the ITF that I had failed a drug test at the Australian Open. I did fail the test and I take full responsibility for it. For the past 10 years, I have been given a medicine called Mildronate by my doctor, by my family doctor. And a few days ago, after I received the ITF letter, I found out that it also has another name of meldonium, which I did not know. It's very important for you to understand that for 10 years, this medicine was not on WADA's ban list, and I had been legally taking the medicine for the past 10 years. But on January 1st, the rules had changed, and meldonium became a prohibited substance.
So that's the news that is getting everyone talking. Maria Sharapova's shocking revelation that she failed the dope test after the Australian Open. That drug meldonium. So it's trending everywhere now, meldonium. That's the drug she admits to have been taking. She says she's been taking the drug since 2006. Didn't know that it has been included into WADA's banned substance list. In January this year, she took that drug, went to the Australian Open, and this is the story. Maria Sharapova, first thing first, might be banned provisionally, and then it might go on to about 4 years. We don't know much about the drugs and then what she took and then the substance involved in it. So we brought a doctor. Let a doctor explain doping in sports for us. Dr. Mike Tommy Moyoshare joins us now to talk about doping in sports and ways athletes can stay clean. Good to have you around, doctor.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, that's right. We had to run to you. Meldonium. We don't know. As Mariah, that drug has been Mariah's friend since 2006 until now.
Yes.
But is it possible that she knew? Is it possible that she knew that it was an energy-enhancing drug and yet you're still taking it?
Well, good morning once again.
Yeah.
Without being overly judgmental, I would say she probably knew. Because meldonium is a drug used for people that have cardiac failure, like myocardial infarction. And obviously she didn't have such. So why is she taking the drug for 10 years? The drug has been known to enhance performance, promote, reduce stress, promote endurance. So there's no way she wouldn't have known.
Well, she talked about a family history of diabetes and of course magnesium when you have short of it and all that. So that's the reason she's been taking it.
That's where I don't understand, because I don't know of any place or have not heard where it's used for diabetes. It's purely cardiac, drug for cardiac failure, angina and myocardial infarction. It's not used for diabetes. So that's where I think there's something wrong somewhere.
Doctor, you need to explain some of these substances because, for instance, WADA takes your sample last year and then they test you, you're clean, and then this year they're testing you again for some reasons as glucose. There was a tennis player that it was glucose that he took and they said, look, it's part of what we don't want. At what point should athletes understand that this drug, that drug shouldn't be taken, otherwise they get into trouble?
Well, like you said, WADA comes in every year, once in a while, and brings new substances into the list. Now, some drugs we take, prescription drugs we take, may contain some substances that, if you are tested today, may come out as a substance, a banned substance. For instance, amoxicillin, which you all know is an antibiotic, if metabolized, can come out in urine as cocaine.
Wow.
Yes.
Explain that again.
Amoxicillin, an antibiotic, when it's broken down, some breakdown products can appear as cocaine in the urine. It's called a false positive. So, some other drugs too use over the counter, like drugs for people like sickle cell disease. Some use opiates for pain. May come out as heroin or morphine in your urine. Or so like now, these days, cannabis is used more frequently for pain. If you are tested, it comes out as cannabis, so it's also bound substances. And shouldn't be used in sports. So, with more, with the way things are going with WADA these days, more drugs that are used for medical purposes will come out as banned substances.
Now, in such situation, what should athletes do? Because sometimes, maybe we'll listen to Nadal much later. He said something that most time when he's injured, he wouldn't have to take any pain relief at all to get back on time. He will wait through the process. Is that a better one for most athletes to do? Because sometimes we'll have to play, use pain reliever to actually, you know, play games and all that. So should they go through that process?
Well, athletes are different anyway. But the only way to be sure is, first of all, go through that list properly, then inform the WADA or whoever is coming to test that I'm on social medication. Should, in case they find any strange compounds in your urine, let them know you're on certain medications that they shouldn't be suspicious. And then you get my point. So then, because they do off competition testing.
Yes, of course.
Yes, that's why you can find, maybe like you said, at the point she wasn't positive, later she was positive. It's possible that may account for why the substance was in her urine. So the only way to be sure is check the list regularly. Let them know that you're on social medications, that they won't find you get the false positive result in your urine testing. And I think with that, it should be home and dry.
Okay. Let's, doctor, talk to me. Who is to blame? Athletes, the administrators, let's put WADA into that list also, or even you guys, the medical practitioners. Because she has a medical team that didn't even know.
Yeah, like I said, first of all, the blame will be on her.
Okay.
Because she got the list early enough. She didn't click on it. Well, I found out how to believe as well. She didn't click on it. Then secondly, she didn't inform the WADA officials that she was on some medications. In fact, of recent, some other athletes have come out to say that they're on same medication and they too have been banned. Yes. So this medication has been going around and people know its other effects. They boost energy and things like that. So for this one, I'll place the blame solely on our table. We do our jobs. We have to do our jobs. Some drugs that may appear to enhance performance, we have to prescribe.
Well, why not? I mean, if you were, in her medical team, I mean, it's always better for you to actually also watch out for her. When you know that certain drugs that she's taking over time contain such things, then you should also be checking, because WADA has, they always have this issue of when they understand that a particular drug or particular particular substance is actually appearing in almost all their blood samples. That's when they start looking, and they're like they have to do research and check what that particular drugs contain, and that's usually when they come up with this issue. Is it not better for the medical team to also look out for their athletes in this situation?
It wasn't banned until
it's January 1st. That's what I'm saying. January 1st. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every year, because what they do, they give them 3 months notice.
Yes, you have a point there. You have a point. But like I said earlier, we give our clients what they need to get better. Okay.
And if it's going to jeopardize her, her career, I mean, you still do that?
No, in that case, of course, we cannot. Okay. We cannot. We have to work with WADA, or also we have, like I said, go through the list and make sure we're not going against their rules and regulations on WADA. Well, like I also said, she has to declare whatever drugs she's using. In this case, you can't blame the doctor for giving her, in quotes, drugs that she needed for her, for care, or for her illness, so to speak. She didn't declare to WADA on time. She didn't click the list. I think if she had checked the list earlier, she would have known. And maybe she should have gotten a report from a doctor that I'm on social medication for this condition, and which you tender to WADA. Even if she will miss the competition, at least she won't be banned.
Okay.
So I think that's where we can draw a line.
Okay. If she had told them, then maybe she wouldn't have competed in that competition. They just
Probably.
stay off for a while. Then once she's off the drugs, then she come back.
Exactly.
Okay, that would have been a better deal.
Better,
for her.
yes. She have gotten a report from doctor and that will explain why she's using the drugs. And that will be better.
Another question is, why do athletes, decide? I'm not saying she did it. I'm not saying she deliberately did that. Why do athletes usually, want to dope? Why do they do
It's
that?
obvious. Won't have an edge over your fellow contestants.
Outside that, does it have any psychological effect much more later in life or something that they get addicted to it?
Well, most of these doping drugs don't usually cause dependence. Dependence meaning that you at times have to take it over and over again to get that high or feeling. Most of these drugs don't cause dependence. They are just for that moment to boost endurance, boost your energy levels, give you more strength at that point. Most don't take it over time.
Well, she said something about having taken this meldonium for like 10 years.
Yes, some may do that to increase body mass.
Okay.
But most people just limit it to before the meet, before the competition. Some do it for longer.
Over time?
Yes.
Does it usually have side effects or anything?
Of course, it may have side effects. Now, for those who are on steroids, help to build muscle mass and things like that. Steroid can cause depression, can cause what we call roid rage. Person goes berserk, anger issues can become aggressive. Then some also can make to have other conditions in their body like Cushing's syndrome.
What's that?
And like an excess of steroids in the body.
Okay.
That's the bottom line.
Doctor, I'm looking at the duration that WADA and other doping agencies give before they test athletes. For instance, an athlete going to the Australian Open like Maria Sharapova takes meldonium in October. Let's say she knows it's not even allowed. How long does it stay in the system? Because it's right after the competition that WADA now comes to your sample.
No, I think it was taken before the competition.
This one was before?
There was one that was actually...
Even the African Games was right after.
The day she was playing Serena Williams, like this particular